Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 550. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is the top 3 things I learned as an entrepreneur in 2024. The top 3 things I learned as an entrepreneur in 2024. Now, every year, entrepreneurship teaches us hard lessons, but only those who learn, adapt, and apply them can actually thrive. And I'm going to give you guys the 3 biggest lessons I learned in 2024. And I'm also going to show you or give you actionable steps how you can implement those lessons also. Now, before we get to today's show content, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to our website. Guys, make sure you go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. We have all types of free resources to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Make sure you go to the website, click the Learn tab. There's a drop down. We have all types of resources on strategy and mindset, scaling your business, marketing, e-commerce, side hustles, real estate, everything you need to help elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Also, if your business is not working at maximum efficiency or you're about to go out of business and you need more leads, go to my new 5-day lead generation system online email course. It's 5dayleadgen.com. The number 5, DAYLEADGEN.com. 5dayleadgen.com. Now, this is an email delivered course. For 5 days, you're going to get one new email with a lesson and a workbook, and you're going to have all types of tutorials to help you build a simplified lead generation system. Guys, the biggest thing that most businesses don't have, the ones that are failing anyway, are lead generation systems. They don't have to be super complicated or clunky. And I'm going to show you how to build one in this 5-day email course. Now, who is it for? If your business is about to go out of business, you need the course. If you're not working at maximum efficiency or making the money that you need to make, you need to check out the course. If you're trying to grow and scale your business and you're having problems, you need to check out the course. Guys, it's super simple. No leads equals no sales equals no business. It's the #1 system that you need to build for your business. You must have a lead generation system that's generating qualified leads for you 24/7, 365. So go to 5dayleadgen.com for more information. Now, let's get ready for today's show content. Today, we're going to discuss the top 3 things I learned as an entrepreneur in 2024. You know, being a serial entrepreneur for 25 plus years and a business coach, I've learned a lot over my time. But one of the biggest things I've learned, guys, is that you never stop learning. So in entrepreneurship, there's no such thing as standing still. You're either going forward or you're going backwards. So you have to continue to learn. And even though I think I'm well versed and pretty successful as an entrepreneur, there's always something that I can learn. So today we have to continue to learn, guys. We learn from our mistakes and we learn from our successes. And this is part of the process to becoming a great entrepreneur. You never want to make the same mistake twice. So on today's show, guys, I'm going to give you the top 3 things I learned as an entrepreneur in 2024. And I'm going to give you some actionable steps if you want to use these things in your business. So every year during the end of the year, I always reflect back on the previous year, what it looks like. And also I plan for what's coming in the next year. So I've already done my plan for 2025. And I was just thinking about what 2024 brought, some of the challenges and some of the things that I need to focus on and work on as an entrepreneur to get my businesses where I need them to be, and also to create the lifestyle that I want to create at this stage of my life. So today I'm going to give you guys 3 tips of the biggest things that I've learned in 2024. All right, so it's going to be a pretty short episode, but it's going to be right to the point, guys. Also, if you want the show notes, just go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. And if you scroll down, you'll see the last 3 episodes. So you can look at the show notes. If it's more than 4 episodes in, just click on the link and you'll have all the actual episodes you can go to, all 550. But tip number 1, guys, you're only as good as your health. You are only as good as your health. I know as entrepreneurs, many times we're working 12, 14-hour days. We're working like crazy. And sometimes when you work like that, something's got to give. And unfortunately, many times it's your health. And I'm going to talk about mental, physical, and your spiritual health real quick. But your mental, physical, and spiritual health, they're paramount to running a successful, sustainable business. Now, I hear a lot of these gurus, and I'm not going to call any names, that tell you, I work 18, 20 hours a day. Nobody's going to outwork me. Ba-ba. You know what? Yeah, that's fine and dandy. You can do that periodically, but that is not a sustainable way to build your business. You can't function off of 4 to 5 hours sleep every night consistently. I don't care who you are. So when you hear cats like Gary Vee, he used to say this ad nauseum, and I'm like, come on, man, you can't continue to do that and work at your maximum efficiency. It's almost like there's a parable that I heard about 2 guys that were cutting down a tree. One guy, all he was doing was going hard. These are big, like oak trees, and they were sawing them and they had a contest. One guy was going hard, going crazy, and just, nonstop. The other guy was going hard, but he would take his time periodically and he would sharpen his blade. And so while he sharpened his blade, that allowed him to cut even faster. And even though he wasn't moving as fast as the other guy, he ended up winning the contest because he took time to take care of his tools. And your body, your mind, and your spirit are your tools. So you need to take time to take care of your tools. So let's talk about mental health right now. So the definition of mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn well, and work well. It's a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with their stresses of life, realizes their abilities, learn well, and work well. So we all know mental health is a big thing out there, guys. Some people suffer from anxiety, depression, all types of mental health issues, and it's real. Especially I'm talking a lot to you black men of color that are listening to this. A lot of times we want to poo-poo the idea of mental health. And years ago, I was one of those guys until I almost lost it all for the second time. And I really had to dig in. And I said, you know what? I need to talk to somebody. So it's no shame in that if you need to talk to somebody. I talked to somebody for about 4 or 5 months. I got my mind back on track. I got right and I was ready to go. So you need to take care of your mental health. And if that means that you have to unplug every once in a while, make sure that you go and do things that are enjoyable. I found myself last year going through a whole lot of different issues. And one of the things was that I wasn't unplugging. I had people talking about, let's have this meeting on Sunday. Nah, it don't work like that. So if you ever seen the 5 Heartbeats, Big Red said my office hours are from 9 to 5, right? So I don't work on Sundays and I very rarely work on Saturdays. And over the spring and summer, I don't work on Fridays. I schedule my time to be able to get everything I need done in 4 days. So your mental health is paramount, guys, to your success. And I used to tell my kids this when they were little. When you can control that coconut on top of your shoulders there, anything is possible. So make sure you take the time out to make sure your mental health is in order. If you need to talk to somebody, and sometimes it's not talking to a psychologist per se, it could be talking to a group of entrepreneurs, other entrepreneurs that understand the mental stress and the strain that you deal with as an entrepreneur, and that can help you work through things also. So tip number 1, you're only as good as your health. I just talked about mental health. Excuse me. Let me talk about physical health. Now, the definition of physical health is a state of well-being where your body's organs, tissues, cells, and systems work properly and a person can perform daily activities without limitations. Let me repeat that. Physical health is a state of well-being where your body's organs, tissues, cells, and systems work properly and a person can perform daily activities without limitations. So just like the mental health aspect, many times we entrepreneurs are so busy, we don't focus on our physical health. And I'm going to tell you one thing, guys, you need to make sure that you're physically fit. When you're out of shape, you can't do anything well. It's just like a boxer, right? A boxer could have all the talent in the world and you can get in that ring. And if you didn't train, somebody with less talent is going to either knock you out or beat you because you don't have the physical capability to keep up because you're not in shape. And I know this year has been a trying year for me. I've been dealing with some health issues and some health scares, and thank God I'm back on track now. But one of the things that I had to implement was a daily regimen of working out. And I always worked out, a couple times a week. But now I started focusing on working out 6 days a week with a daily regimen. And it's walking, it's lifting weights, it's running, it's doing cardio, treadmill sometime. But I had to really focus on getting myself in better physical health after I had my health scare. And so that really puts an emphasis when you can't physically do the things that you need to do for your business or even go to work. That puts a real emphasis on your mental and physical health. You have to be able to be in the best frame of mind to get the best results. The best, not just frame of mind, but the best physical condition. So if you're overweight, out of shape, you're huffing and puffing, walking up the steps, and or you're going through some physical ailments or something like I did, you need to get back on track. That physical, mental, and spiritual health and well-being is paramount to the success of your business. And I know everybody in the new year talks about going to the gym, this, that, and the other thing. It's really a lifestyle change, family. It's a lifestyle change. I changed my diet. I changed my exercise regimen. I changed my work hours. Like I said, I don't work on Saturdays very rarely, except maybe if I'm doing planning or things of that nature. And I definitely don't work on Sundays. I need time to regroup, decompress and get ready for the following week. All right. So we talked about tip number 1, you're only as good as your health. I mentioned mental health, physical health. Now let's talk about spiritual health. A definition for spiritual health is a broad concept that can mean different things to different people, but it generally involves finding meaning and purpose in life and connecting with something greater than oneself. So spiritual health is a broad concept that can mean different things to different people, but it generally involves finding meaning and purpose in life and connecting with something greater than oneself. So to me, I'm a Christian. So that's my religious belief. But it doesn't matter to me if you believe in Buddha, Jehovah, Yeshua, whoever you want to believe in, or if you believe in anybody at all. That's your personal opinion. But some people don't even believe in a higher power. But to me, there is a higher being. And so my spiritual health is connected with my mission. It's also connected with my likes, my dislikes, my passions. And so for me, I feel that my creator has given me certain or special gifts that I need to use to serve others. So you need to have your spiritual health. If you are into that, you need to have that in order or be aligned with what you're doing also. So, for example, if you're in a business that doesn't align with your spiritual beliefs, guess what? You're probably not going to be fulfilled. So if you are a devout Christian and you have the opportunity to open a couple of strip clubs or something, guess what? That probably is not going to align with you spiritually. So you always want to be in alignment with your mental, physical, and spiritual health. And once you're in alignment, things are a lot easier. So we need to focus, guys, on making sure that your health is in order. So that's tip number one. You're only as good as your health, your mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. So, for example, with me, what I do in the morning, I get up about 5 a.m. every morning. The first thing I do is I take time to think and meditate, maybe 15 minutes. And I do that in the bed sometime. I'm awake, but I'll think and meditate. Then what I'll do is I'll go and work out. I come back and I'll read a scripture. And that starts my day after I say my prayers. Okay, then in the shower, I'll usually say my prayers in the morning. And then I'll also say my prayers again at night before I go to sleep. So that's my routine. I'm getting that mental in by thinking, by meditating. I'm getting the physical workout in. Like today, it was 30 degrees outside, but I still hit the track and did 2.6 miles. I can't let that bother me. And then my spiritual, I'm in my word in the morning. And a lot of times while I'm on the track or whatever, I'll be listening to word. So make sure that you take care of your health. Tip number one, you're only as good as your health. Tip number two, simplify your business. Simplify your business. Many times we have too much clutter and we can't get focused. I did an episode about entrepreneur ADD, the shiny object syndrome. Every time we see something, we're going to start going towards that. And I'm raising my hand now. If I asked y'all to raise your hand, my hand would be raised too, because I had to learn how to focus. I had to simplify my business, not because I couldn't function a business that way, but it's easier once you simplify things. Too much clutter, you can't get focused. So get rid of unnecessary things in your business and remove the waste and clutter. Okay, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples or a couple of things that I've done. I got rid of a lot of software. Man, I had software overload. I was paying so much, thousands of dollars a month for software, for this funnel building software, for this e-commerce software, for stuff that was overlapping, things that I thought I needed that I really didn't need. So get rid of your software overload, too much software, and it was too much money. So I ended up using one funnel builder, and that's system.io, systeme.io. So I use that to build funnels. I use Shopify for my e-commerce stores, and I use several other software platforms to help build my business, ConvertKit, Beehive, and I use several others. But I used to have about 14 different software platforms that I used each month, and I brought that down to about 7 or 8. So almost cut that in half. So simplify your business. Number 2, cut down on the sources that you listen to help you grow your business. So I say this because I had to do it. I listen to a ton of podcasts. I watch some YouTube videos from time to time. I read a whole bunch of books every month. Sometimes we can get overload. So you want to focus on sources that you know are credible. Because I've seen, and there's been a plethora of people on some of these super popular, and I'm not going to call the names, on some of these super popular video podcasts that are having a bunch of scammers on there telling stuff that's, number one, ridiculous, and number 2, illegal. about how to, scam to get lines of credit, credit cards, and all of that. And when you have a platform such as mine, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, you have to be sure that the people that you bring on, since when I bring somebody on, I'm co-signing them, that the content that they're giving is credible. The people are credible. My mom always said something when I was little to even today. She said, son, remember the source. That means remember the source of the information. Why is this person giving this information? What's the objective and goal? Who are they? Are they credible? So remember the source. And what I had to do is I had to cut down a lot of the sources I was getting information from, not because they were all bad, but it was too much. It was an overload. So we're talking about simplifying your business. Another tip in terms of simplifying your business, you want to eliminate problem clients or customers. Oh my God, you guys won't understand how that will change your business, especially if you're in the service business. Eliminate problem clients or customers. The reason most people don't eliminate those problem clients or customers is because they don't have a consistent stream of customers coming in that meet their specifications or qualifications. So what do? You end up taking on anybody as a customer or client because you need the money. But if you learn how to eliminate those people, it's going to make your business flow a lot more smoothly. So I remember when I had my first mortgage business, I had a friend of a friend, a guy that I knew, pretty wealthy guy. We used to go play racquetball together and stuff. And he was getting a mortgage. And I was like, all right, Jim, no problem. I got you covered, brother. He was calling me every day about the rates. And I'm like, bro, the rates move every day, multiple times a day. I'll get a notice rates have improved or rates have worsened. So I said, there's no way to time it. I said, if you don't want to lock in your loan right now, lock the rate in, then you can't keep calling me 3 and 4 times a day. Either you're going to shit or get off the pot. Excuse the French. And it finally got to the point where I'm like, bro, I don't need this hassle. Oh, well, my wife said she has a guy that can get this rate, that rate. I'm like, you know what, bro? You go ahead with that person because I don't need your business. I don't need your business that bad because I have a consistent flow of customers that are ready, willing, and able to do business with me. So eliminate problem clients or customers. And this is part of tip number 2, simplify your business. Another thing that I did, I identified who my best customers are, and I focused on getting more of them. I fired a lot of clients in 2024 in terms of my coaching and things of that nature. If you don't fit in, and my mortgage business, I had to get rid of a dude the other day. And I'm like, yo, this isn't going to work. Thank you very much, but I don't need your business. So identify who your best customers are and focus on getting more of them. Another thing that I had to do was create a sales system on delivering those customers that I want to do business with. I had to tweak my sales system. And when I say sales system, don't get overwhelmed because it doesn't have to be anything crazy. But I had to tweak my sales system, my funnel, or whatever you want to call it, to start making people disqualify themselves. So if I'm looking for a certain type of client and somebody goes through my process or my funnel, my quiz funnel or whatever, and they tell me that, something that doesn't jog with what I'm looking for in a client, then they're not going to be a client. So make sure you want to create a sales system to deliver that avatar or those type of clients that you want to do business with. And the last thing under simplify your business, create systems to run and grow your business without you. That takes time because most times when we start off, we could be a one-person show, but you can create systems like a sales system that will make people qualify or disqualify themselves as potential customers. So I talked the other week about a quiz funnel, sending prospects through a quick questionnaire, It's not really a quiz on how much they know, but it's really you're finding out information. Do they fit your parameters of a prospective client? Do they make sense for you? So if I'm in the mortgage business, which I am, and I'm looking for first-time home buyers, and somebody goes through a quiz funnel and they tell me that, I have, 350 credit score, that's not a qualified or optimized lead for me. So I'm not going to say, forget about you. I'm going to help you get your credit straight. Here's a resource for you. But as opposed to me spending 30 minutes on the phone with somebody that's not qualified, then this system helps me speak to people that are qualified to do business with me. Like I said, not kicking the other ones away. I want to give them resources that can help them become customers at a later date. But right now, you're not ready, willing, and able to be a customer of mine if you got a 350 credit score with no cash. All right. So you want to create systems to run and grow your business without you. And today, guys, we're talking about the top 3 things I learned as an entrepreneur in 2024. Tip number 1, you're only as good as your health, mental, physical, and spiritual health. Tip number 2, simplify your business. I just went through several different things, 2, 4, 6 different things to help you simplify and declutter your business and get more focused. And the last tip number 3, focus on what's important to you. Focus on what's important to you. Why are you doing this? Why are you an entrepreneur? Many times we start being an entrepreneur because we want to make more money. Understood. I'm raising my hand for that one too. But after a while, it gets to be something more than that. Okay, why are you doing this? And so remember why you started your business and what a successful business provides you with. What do you want your business to provide you with? Do you want more money? Do you want time? You want flexibility? You want freedom? Whatever it is. So, and here's a real life example. When I almost lost everything in 2008, when I had my mortgage business, 50 plus employees doing millions of dollars in revenues for the years, for several years. And all of a sudden you got the financial crisis hit. Banks were closing up. Credit got tightened. Nobody could get loans closed. And it was crazy. I almost lost my home. My cars, everything. Blew through my savings trying to save the business and put money back in for payroll and all of the expenses that we had, myself and my 2 business partners. And it was one of the worst periods of time in my life. And that was actually the time when I needed that mental health checkup, where I had to go and talk to somebody because it was getting to the point where it was just overwhelming. But one of the things was, when I was laying on my couch and I said, all right, I got to make a comeback. I'm looking at the ceiling, figuring out how I'm going to pay the electric bill, hoping my cars don't get repossessed. Foreclosure notice was on the door. I had to peel that off. So it was real bad. But I said, what is important to me? What do I want to focus on when I make my comeback? So here were a couple of things that I wanted on this checklist that I created in my mind. And then I physically wrote it down. So write this down if you're trying to figure out what you want. I didn't want to have to go into an office every day. I wanted freedom and flexibility. I didn't want to have 50 employees that I had to deal with. I didn't want to have $10,000, $12,000 a month rent. I didn't want to have payroll, $100,000 a month plus in payroll each month. I wanted uncapped earning potential, and I wanted to have the ability to do what I want, when I want, with who I want, without anybody questioning me or asking me. So I came up with e-commerce, and that's how I started first in e-commerce and built my first very super successful $1 million brand with flat irons. And I've talked about this on women's flat irons for their hair. I talked about this on numerous podcast episodes, so I'm not going to get into it. But in the first 6 months, I grossed $272,000 in sales at about a 75 to 80% profit margin. And the only thing I was running was Amazon pay-per-click sales. So I probably netted close to 200 something $1,000 in a 6-month period. And it gave me freedom and flexibility. So I ask you, why are you doing this? Okay. What's important to you, and how is your business helping you achieve those goals? So one of the biggest things that I always was a family man. I wanted to be a big part of my kids' lives as they grew up. And I talked about this before. I lost my son. My wife and I lost our son at 17 months old to brain cancer. He was our youngest. So we have 3 children, my oldest daughter, my middle daughter, and then my son, which was the youngest. So after we lost Aaron, one of the things was I always wanted to make sure that I was present in my kids' lives. And when I had the mortgage business and other businesses, I was working my ass off. The money was great, but I didn't have the flexibility that I truly wanted. So when I started in e-commerce, it gave me everything that I wanted when I was laying on that couch and said, what am I going to reinvent myself as? How am I going to come back to have my business work around my lifestyle, not my lifestyle work around my business? So you want to build your business that facilitates your lifestyle. So for example, my kids were, playing field hockey, soccer, swimming. They were great in academics. So they had a lot of academic stuff that they were doing. And with my e-commerce business, it allowed me that freedom and flexibility to go on the trips with them, to never miss a field hockey game since my youngest daughter was in 9th grade and my oldest daughter was in 12th. I never missed one field hockey game, not a home game, not an away game, not an AAU tournament game, not at summer league games, anything. I was always present. We would travel around and a lot of their friends would be like, damn, does your dad work? He's at all the games. But the beauty of it was I built my business around my lifestyle. And so that's the thing, guys. Focus on what's important to you. That's tip number 3. Your business should be built around your lifestyle, not your lifestyle around your business. Ask yourself, does your business give you fulfillment? Are you fulfilled doing what you're doing? If not, then you may need to pivot. And I know a lot of times we look for that low-hanging fruit where we'll just go out there and we'll start a business because there's money there. But once you get to a certain point and money isn't that motivating factor, you may be missing, your children growing up. You may not be able to spend time with an elderly parent or whatever it is. You may not be able to focus on that true passion you have, which may be acting or singing or writing or whatever, because you're chasing the dollar. Chasing paper versus chasing purpose. But I know you have to have your basic needs met, roof over your head, food and clothing, and then you can start thinking about other things. But if you plan it right, guys, your business should accentuate your lifestyle. It shouldn't supersede it. It should accentuate your lifestyle. I talked about alignment early on. You want to do things for purpose. And I know sometimes it gets to a point where you're just like, yo, I need the money. I can't eat. I can't pay my electric bill. They're about to repo my car. Been there, done that. Okay. So I empathize with you. I feel you. Been there and done that. But you want to get to a point, guys, where you want to be able to focus on what's important to you. And I talk about pinpoint and monetize your genius, my online course. And your genius is the intersection of your passion and your talent. And one of the blessings that I have right now is I'm able to focus on things that I'm passionate about, that I have an interest in, different projects. I'm working on different projects behind the scenes. So right now, obviously my podcast, the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint ecosystem with the online courses, books, all of that stuff like that. That's a big part of my business. My brands, my physical products brands. Also, I have digital products. I have a new newsletter that's coming out, my hot sauce business. So I'm super focused on things that are important to me. And I have freedom and flexibility with my schedule. I don't have employees. I don't want employees. I have 2 virtual assistants that help me out, but I don't want full-time employees. So you have to focus, tip number 3, on what's important to you. So these are the three things that I really learned in 2024 and honed in on. So hopefully you guys can use this for your business and your lifestyle. Now, before I get to the last segment real quick, let me just give you my social media contact information and resource links. Everything I'm about to tell you is on the website at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So I mentioned at the top of the show, go to the website, hit the Learn tab, and get all the resources that you need for free to help you grow and scale your business. Launch, build, and grow. That's what we do here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, for all you first-time listeners, we drop a new episode every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. So wherever you watch this show at or listen to it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, in terms of the other resource, if you're looking to get your lead generation system built, if you don't have enough leads, if you're about to go out of business or you can't scale your business, go to 5dayleadgen.com. The number 5, DAYLEADGEN.com. 5dayleadgen.com for more information. Now, if you want to get in contact with me, anything long, family, hit me on my email at jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. I get a ton of DMs and LinkedIn messages and stuff, and I'll be honest, I don't see all of those. All right, but email I do pay attention to. Now, Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. Make sure you hit the follow me on IG. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, you can connect with me there, JJones001, JAYJONES001. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe to me on YouTube. We have additional content on YouTube than we do on the show. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, hit that subscribe button. Also on LinkedIn, J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Just type that in on your LinkedIn search and I'll come up, and make sure you follow me there. So real quick on this last segment, guys, we talked about the top 3 things I learned as an entrepreneur in 2024. Tip number 1, you're only as good as your health. Guys, make sure that you stay healthy. The only way you're going to be successful in business is if you're healthy, guys. It takes a lot of mental stress, physical stress, and also spiritual stress in terms to be successful. So you have to focus on those things. And I'm a morning person, so I like to get up in the morning and handle most of that stuff. But you do it whatever way you see is best for you, but focus on your health. Number 2, simplify your business. Get rid of the clutter. Like, for example, today, I'm about to clean my office up. All right, I got papers over here, and I can't focus now because my desk is too cluttered. So I'm about to clean that off as soon as I finish today's episode. So simplify your business. Get rid of the software overload. Cut down on the sources you listen to. Eliminate your problem clients and customers, and build a system, a sales system that's going to help generate qualified leads for you so you can work with people or customers that you want to work with. The reason you're working with people you don't want to work with, guys, is because you don't have a choice. You want to make the money. But if you have an overflow of qualified customers you want to work with, you'll quickly throw those negative ones or those bad customers or clients out the door. And that's what you need to do. So tip number 2, simplify your business. Tip number 3, focus on what's important to you. Why are you doing this? Why did you start your business? Many times we lose focus once we start getting into the mix of things of why we actually started our businesses. I wanted in this iteration of J Jones, I wanted flexibility and freedom, unlimited income. I want the ability to work on projects and things that fulfill me, that I have interest in, and I don't want to listen to anybody. I don't want to have a boss. I don't want to have a partner, and I don't want to have any of that stuff. So I'm out here, living my best life, as the kids say. So I'm focused on building that and building my business around my lifestyle, not my lifestyle around my business. So that's today's show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share this link with all your family and friends or your entrepreneur friends. You know, I say this each and every week, but it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. So please, if you're listening to it on app or whatever, grab the link and share it with your friends or family or whatever. On YouTube, the same thing. We're trying to get this good word out there. Remember, guys, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.